guys, so welcome back to Fair from Friday. For the last case for this week, we are going back to Florida. However, instead of like most Florida cases, this is one of the few cases where I actually agree with our killer, assuming if the reason why she killed our victim actually happened, or she believed what our victim was going to do was going to happen, then I definitely support why she did it and her sentence that she got. You definitely will see what I'm talking about because I don't want to give too many spoilers. And definitely know if this was your child. Let me know if you would do the same thing. And so with that being said, I'm gonna quit my rambling because I literally only have two sources for this case, because you would think it would be more talked about, but apparently it's not. But I got a good chunk of my information from Murderpedia, so shout out to them. And shout out to the first case for me even finding out about this particular case. But of course, they're both credited down below. Like I said, quit my rambling, and let's go get started. So then, Jody Lynn Bowman, who our video's about, it said that she was born in 1970. She would get married to a man by the name of John Hurdon. Doesn't specify when they get married, but apparently they have a daughter together in 1992. So then apparently they get divorced because apparently it says she gets remarried, and then she has another daughter named Maddie, and she was born in 1999. However, in 2001, she gets divorced from the second husband. So then apparently in the same year that she's got her second divorce, she got two kids by two different men. Apparently she starts dating a man by the name of George Jupin, and apparently he was born in 1963. He had prior arrests for robbery and apparently beating a child sex offender. And apparently it was noted those were two separate cases, for anybody that was wondering. So then George apparently was selling jewelry, motorcycles, and drugs. And then apparently in April of 2002, so not even a full year of being divorced, George moves in with three of them. So Sarah, Maddie, and Jody. So then one day, also this is like pretty soon after George moves in, Maddie, who was the oldest daughter, apparently she's like 3 at the time this happened. She tells her mom, Jody, like, look, George is over here making me play the bear game. And of course, Jody doesn't know what the bear game is. So then she asks her daughter, like, oh, what's the bear game? And then Maddie's like, he would have me lay down on the bed while he touches my girlfriend. Keep in mind, Maddie's like 3 years old. Apparently she's being potty trained. And girlfriend was the word that they used in substitute of vagina. So essentially, in layman terms, she's pretty much saying that George is pretty much touching her inappropriately. So then, of course, she still lets George come around. And Jody does, because it's her man and he lives here. It's not like you could just say, oh, you can't go around because the man lives here, even though she could technically kick him out. She would keep an eye on him so he's not over touching Maddie or even Sarah. So I don't know who's watching these kids, but Jody apparently went on a 3-day motorcycle trip with George. Even after when Maddie had told her she still was with George and still was dating him and went on this motorcycle trip. And apparently they were joined by John, not her former husband John, but apparently it's like a John 2. Because I can't pronounce his last name, so we're calling him John 2. And John 2 apparently had his girlfriend. So Jody, George, John 2, John 2's girlfriend. So then, of course, she apparently confronts George about what Maddie said on the trip. George apparently gets defensive. Jody would say that she believed him at the time. So then, of course, she asks John 2 about it. See, like, do you think that he is capable of touching a child inappropriately? And, of course, John 2 would apparently try to push the subject off multiple times for later. So on the fateful day of January 20th, 2003, Jody basically stayed home from work because she was working due to apparently not feeling well. Sarah, who's like 9 at this point, she is at school, regular school. Maddie, like I said, she's 3, so she'll be going to daycare. However, she did not go to daycare for whatever reason that day. Maybe she wasn't feeling well either. And so apparently George apparently was on a drug binge, because I guess that's important to mention. So he was on a drug binge. And so apparently Maddie's on the couch watching TV, apparently, like 3-year-olds do. George would apparently join her. At one point, Jody proceeds to leave Maddie and George alone in the living room together while she proceeds to go wash dishes. She apparently comes back and realizes Maddie's not on the couch, and neither is George. So then she goes to the bedroom, because apparently sometimes Maddie apparently would just be in her bedroom for whatever reason. And so then she goes to the bedroom, finds it is locked. She somehow is able to unlock the door. Maybe there's a key outside to where she was able to unlock it. I don't know. But she apparently goes in and finds George masturbating above Maddie, and Maddie is only in her underwear. So then, of course, Jody, she grabs Maddie, and she runs away from George. George had allegedly threatened to throw acid on her, and that nobody would believe her if you told anybody that, I tried to touch her kid. Especially with, the prior conviction of him beating a child molester, so obviously he should be against people touching kids. And so then apparently at one point, Jody apparently had grabbed a gun before this, because apparently she went back inside with a gun and asked George, like, why would you do that? Like, basically asking him why, like, what I saw happen, why did that happen, essentially. So then apparently he lunged at her, and apparently she shot him in the head, and that kills him pretty much, like, instantly. So then apparently she goes and picks up 9-year-old Sarah from school, like nothing happened, and then she apparently would sleep in the room with the girls that night. So I guess they shared a room, she slept in the room with them. And so the next day she takes the girls, I guess Maddie to daycare, and then Sarah to regular school. She calls up John too, lets him know what happened. He says, get rid of the drugs, and I'm on my way. So then John B apparently calls a friend named William, that's specified with 4, but apparently that friend named William, apparently he's the one who called police. Police show up. I guess she was either too panicked or didn't get rid of all the drugs like in time, because they find pretty much everything, like meth, weed, cocaine, prescription drugs, and heroin. So pretty much everything. They find George's, like, porn collection, because I guess they went through it, and apparently, I guess Jody had told them, like, hey, you know, he touched my daughter, I walked in on him, I tried to do inappropriate shit with my daughter. So I guess they looked at a porn collection, tried to see, like, would we see anything, like, child-related, to kind of, like, support this theory. Of course, Jody was arrested. The kids, obviously, they went to go live with John. Not John too, but Jody's first husband and Maddie's father, John. Even though it's not Sarah's dad, I guess decided that John was the best option. So then here's the part where some people believe that Jody doesn't exactly deserve the sentence that she got. Apparently, prosecution would try to say that, oh, you actually killed George because apparently he threatened to leave you and you didn't want that. So he was like, better dead if you're not going to be with me. Basically, if I can't have you, nobody can type situation. Babysitters that would babysit the girls would basically say that Jody was not a good mom and that the kids actually had rashes on their diapers because she wasn't over here changing them. It was just letting them, like, sit in their own filth, essentially. And they was over here getting rashes from the shit. So then John, too, would come out and say that, yeah, she did accuse George on the motorcycle trip. But, however, she was drunk. And then apparently when she gets drunk, she has accused multiple men of violating Maddie. So then she gets charged with second-degree murder. So then prosecution offers, okay, sentence of 25 years if you plead guilty. She denies this. And in May of 2004, she actually gets acquitted. So Jody, from what it looks like, unless somebody proceeds to tell me otherwise, she's alive and out of jail. Because I've checked the Florida Department thing. She ain't in there. Now, obviously, it's been like 20 years. She very much could have moved and probably in jail in another state. But from what it seems like, as of the time of this video, she is alive and out of jail. So, like I said, definitely let me know what you think. Do you think she deserved to be acquitted? Do you think she really killed this man because he was about to touch her 3-year-old daughter? You know, they never mentioned, was Sarah possibly being touched? They didn't never mention that. Do you think that George was completely innocent and that she pretty much killed an innocent man? The case is pretty much all over the place. But like I said, it's up for speculation. Definitely know what you think, though. That's pretty much it for this case. I cover fatal females 3 times a week. Subscribe for more fatal females. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you're